Good morning. Today was one of those mornings where I did not want to get out of bed. I was comfortable, my blanket was warm, could have just fell back asleep. But I made the decision to get up, and now that I'm out here, I feel fantastic, and I'm actually really excited to hit this speed workout, which is kind of rare because usually I don't like speed workouts, but we'll see how it goes. My favorite part of speed workouts is when you transition from your warm-up into your actual pace. In a second here, about to bang out 5 minutes at a 4:15 pace. I'm looking down at the watch. We're getting ready and we're off. Just finished the first interval, just finishing up my cool down jog. We're about to get started on 4 minutes at a 4:10 pace in about 3 seconds here, so here we go. Fresh off of interval number 2. As you can tell, I'm kind of dying. I got about 80 seconds of rest, then I get to hit 3 minutes at 4:05. These suck, but they also seem to go by pretty quickly when you're running quickly, so the heart rate is going. All we have left is 2 more intervals. One is 2 minutes at 4 minutes. The other is 1 minute at 3:55, so not much. I have one last final stretch, then I'm done. Then 2.5K cool down. We're done. I was definitely ahead of pace on that minute. I think I went at like 3:40. It was the last one, so I just said screw it. Gonna give it a little more, turn on the gas. Now I got a 2.5K cool down. See you guys back home. I lied, I'm not home yet. But I wanted to talk to you guys quickly. Sometimes the best runs are the ones that you didn't want to do because you feel really rewarded after. Do whatever you can to reduce any friction when it comes to running. Get out your clothes, get out your shoes, have them all laid out, have a time, and just get out there. Because you will truly never know how a run's gonna be until you go out and do it.
A few moments later.
You're probably very confused how we went from speed workout to hospital in such a short period of time. I just wanted to clarify, it wasn't back to back. The speed workout was in the morning, the hospital was at nighttime. But let me explain the backstory of how we actually ended up getting there. So a couple days before that speed workout, I did my first long run of prep. It was 19K. You guys would have seen that if you have watched my previous video. And during that run, I had worn my new Invincible Run 3s, which I haven't used on a long run before, so I was still breaking them in. And I ended up forming this really big blister on the back of my foot. It wasn't hurting me. I didn't think much of it, so I just kind of blew it off. I ran the next day, and then I did the speed workout that morning as well. Again, no pain from the blister. But somehow during the speed workout, the blister must have popped and opened, and I ended up getting this infection on the back of my foot. After the speed workout, I was fine, kind of went on with my day. Probably a couple hours later, I started to feel a little bit of pain and soreness in my foot, but I was at work at that time, so again, just kind of brushed it off. Couple hours later, started to have this minor limp, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting a little concerned now. I pulled down my sock, and I had this huge bruise. My foot was looking a little puffy. This minor limp then turned into a really big limp, which I was trying to hide at work because I didn't want anybody seeing or asking if I was okay. And then by the time that I had gotten home that night, I wasn't able to walk at all. My foot was super puffy. I had no sensation. I couldn't really feel any sensation in my calf, and I had no idea what was wrong. I kind of thought it was a sprained ankle somehow, but I would have remembered a specific moment during that speed workout where I had twisted my ankle or there was just a jolt of pain, and that wasn't there. So I remember having a conversation with my dad, like, I don't really know what to do. I'm just gonna go to sleep on it. Hopefully it's fine in the morning. And he agreed with me. He's like, yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens. And so my sister got home, and my sister is a nurse. And she took a look at my foot and she was like, yeah, this is serious. Like, we should go to the emergency room right now because it's probably some kind of infection which you have to get treated or else it's just gonna get worse. And knowing me, I'm just like, yeah, infection. She's like, no, we're serious. So we ended up going to the hospital at 9 o'clock at night. We were there until 2 in the morning. They gave me an anti-inflammatory needle, which I hate needles. And so it was just 2 in the morning. I was tired. I was in a ton of pain at that time. It was probably like a 9 out of 10 pain. I couldn't feel anything. I had to get a needle. Came home. Next morning, we had to go for a follow-up ultrasound and an x-ray to kind of determine what the root cause of this was. The doctor came to the conclusion that I needed to get hooked up to an IV, I needed antibiotics, I needed to take pills, and this had continued for an entire week. And so they did it once for me at the hospital, and then like a home care service came to my house where I had to hook myself up with the IV and the antibiotics for an entire week. So I am out for a while. The first couple days it was really bad. I literally couldn't walk. I had to keep my foot elevated. They gave me crutches, but after that the pain started slowly going away and things are finally getting better. I just can't run for a while, which puts a big wrench in my plan for marathon prep, but hey, what can I do? It's currently nighttime. The only source of light that I have is coming from that candle, and I'm currently laying in bed just watching videos of other people run because I can't go out and run myself. This foot injury, illness, whatever you want to refer to my foot problem as, has impacted me a little bit more than I thought it would. I mean, obviously my physical health is being impacted by not having the ability to go out and exercise because I can't sweat at all with this IV on my arm, but more so my mental health. And it made me realize that a lot of times we don't realize how important something is until it's actually stripped away from us. And running is such a big mood boost for me, especially early in the mornings. After a run, I feel accomplished. I have the endorphins flowing through me. I use that run as a small win and carry that motivation throughout the rest of my day. I find that I'm waking up in the morning with a purpose, and it's a lot easier to get out of bed when I'm getting up and running because I have this routine where I get up and I put my clothes on and I eat some rice cakes and some electrolytes. I put some good music in. It's just a fantastic start to the day, especially right now in the summertime when the weather is so nice. But recently I find I've been hitting snooze on my alarm because I just have nothing to look forward to when I'm waking up. And it's not that I don't enjoy my work that I'm going to, or I don't necessarily enjoy my schoolwork. It's just I enjoy running significantly more than those things. And so this injury, illness, foot problem, whatever you want to refer to it as, has definitely been tough. But again, life throws challenges at you sometimes, and sometimes the things that are most stressful are out of our control. And something like this was completely out of my control. I just have to accept it. And I know that in 16 weeks, whatever it is from now, when I cross that marathon finish line, I'm going to look back at this minor setback and be proud of myself that I was able to overcome it. And these are just some late night thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys. Hope you enjoyed our little talk. And that's going to be the end of today's video. I'm out of commission for a little bit. This is not how I expected things to go on my first marathon prep, but hey, this is all part of the journey. I know when I get back out there and hit that first run, the feeling of euphoria is going to be different. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.